All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video today. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, I have noticed that a lot of you out there are looking to purchase Model 3s or have recently purchased Model 3s. We can see it out there. That seems to be the buzz because, of course, the Model 3 has a massive federal tax credit now attached to it. So I certainly understand it could be a better deal at the end of the day. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to show you, I'm going to give you the exact steps on how to use a credit union, what you need to be aware about at the exact process, because I know it's kind of confusing, especially with buying a Tesla, because they really only give you 3 options off of the bat. So I certainly understand how you could get confused. So I'll walk you through it, give you some expectations so you know exactly what to expect, so you know what could potentially happen. But we're going to jump into it, plus a variety of topics. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description. If you want to support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best links for financing your Tesla that have low rates. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We've got Faisal. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for joining. If you want to check out Patreon, link down below in the description. So let us take a look at this. This was a tweet we saw yesterday from Tesla, or a few days ago. The Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y now qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. This is massive. We made plenty of videos on this. Bearded Tesla guy just made another video on this to kind of explain it, because there is a lot of misinformation out there. But basically, the rule of thumb, if you're a single person W-2 income earner that makes above around $70,000 W-2, there's every paycheck you get a little bit of federal tax pulled out every single month and every single paycheck. So you basically get that all back as an enhanced added refund. Of course, we're just guys on YouTube that make videos about Tesla and how to get the best deal. And so certainly consult a CPA if you are still confused, but it has nothing to do with refund or getting a refund check, but it has everything to do with how much you make as an individual. So yes, if you do make less than 70K, down to 60, 50, $40,000, you are not going to reap the full benefit of the $7,500. But leave it to California. If you make anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000, you can pretty much get like $15,000 off a Tesla in a check form after you buy the Tesla. So if you want to learn how to do that, definitely check out the video on the channel. We made it, like we posted, I think, a couple days ago, and it's titled like "Get $15,000 from the state of California for buying a Tesla Model 3." So don't worry if you're not going to get that full $7,500 unless you've got a big family or a bunch of kids. But there are still ways to get a bunch of money from the government or even the state government for buying a Tesla Model 3. But shout out to Tesla. They posted this full $7,500 federal tax rate qualifies for the Model 3 and Model Y, meaning that the Model 3 starts at $32,740. But if you've been following the channel, you know that you can get the Model 3 even cheaper than that, really even as low as $30,000, because they have inventory discounts for Tesla Model 3 right now in the amounts of $2,400 plus. So you can see right now it starts at $37,830. Factor out a $7,500 federal tax credit, that brings it down to a nice even $30,330 or $30,330. So there are definitely plenty of ways to get added extra discounts, and there's also even ways to get inventory discounts, which we'll talk about that a little bit later on top of that. But yeah, I bet you're confused. Like if you've gone to this page, if you've gone to the Tesla ordering page, of course, first do not do this. Go to the inventory pages like waitingfortesla.com. Find inventory vehicles out there so that you can secure one with an added extra discount. And if you're looking for extra money on top of this, definitely consider using a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, because if you use our Tesla referral code, then you can get 1,500 Tesla loot box credits, which then translates to 500 Tesla supercharger miles. So definitely check it out. Tesla referral code link down below in the description. But I bet you're confused. So if you're at this point right now, it's definitely a little bit confusing because you've got 3 different options here for the Model 3 real world drive, the long range, and the performance. But on top of that, when you go to place your money for your deposit, all they ask is $250. And they really give you 3 options. They give you cash, which if you're striking a check for it, more kudos to you. I mean, some would say maybe keep that in the bank at 4 to 5%. Unless your financing rate is higher than that. You have the option for leasing, which we don't necessarily recommend unless you're doing like a 24-month term and you 100% want the Highland refresh Model 3 that could be coming out very, very soon, and you really just need a vehicle now. So a 24-month term could make sense, but really at this point, paying $674 a month for a lease for a Model 3, I don't know, if not sure that could make any other sense. And then the last option is loan. Of course, this is through Tesla financing, but the secret to this, and I get this question a lot, you do not have to use Tesla financing. And so that's why we've titled this Do This Now, because there's potentially multiple ways on how you can get a lower payment, including using a credit union or even other banks. So there are plenty of ways. If you are looking for a lower payment than $825 a month, there are definitely plenty of ways where you can do that. The first way is where our channel sponsor comes into play. Tenet is a financing bank that works with credit unions and banks, and they're a Tesla financing partner and are approved by Tesla. And they allow you to get a lower monthly payment because they allow you to defer a portion of the loan, maybe even that $7,500 federal tax credit all the way to the end. So that results in a lower monthly payment. So there could be a use case here where if you need more cash flow monthly, whether you're going to be doing Uber or you're a business owner, you want more cash flow. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. Thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month. But of course, after you find your Tesla, after you've gone to waitingfortesla.com and you've locked down a vehicle in inventory, you got to make sure that you get the green check mark so that you know the referral code has been applied so you can get your 500 supercharger miles. What's going to happen next is you're going to lock it down with a $250 deposit. You're going to get put into the queue. And if you don't know, Tesla has a lot of Model 3s in inventory, and also it is the end of the quarter. It is June. So Tesla is going to pressure the heck out of you to try and take delivery of this Tesla Model 3, the one that you place an order on, very, very soon. They're going to be very aggressive, and so they're not going to give you too much time to get your financing squared away. And Tenet is a 15-minute turnaround in terms of approval, but credit unions are the other option that you can do to get a lower monthly payment. So here's a good one from Labor Credit Union we've used in the past to purchase our Tesla Model X, and you can see some of the rates on the screen right here. But the great thing with Labor is that they allow you to go pretty long in terms of a financing term. You can see you can go all the way up to 96 months. Of course, that isn't necessarily recommended. I mean, you could go 88 months or even 72 months. I think the max I would potentially do is like 72 months, but there are certainly, if you're looking for a lower monthly payment, that could be what you could want to do at the end of the day. But what happens here is once you've placed your order for your Tesla, you're going to get into the queue where they're going to ask for your driver's license, insurance, and of course, they're going to ask you how are you going to finance. They're going to pressure you, or they're really going to show you the only option for Tesla loan financing, of course. So they'll ask you to do an application, and of course, you can do the Tesla loan because if you're a first-time buyer, if you've never purchased a Tesla vehicle, then I would actually recommend at least applying with Tesla financing just to see if you can get approved from them, because you're going to have the easiest way to actually get approved through Tesla financing if you are a first-time buyer. And the trick with this is as long as you do all your applications for loans within 1 to 2 weeks, then it is considered one credit inquiry. So you can do Tenet, sponsored down below in the description, and you can also do a couple of credit unions that you find out there. And of course, if you want the full list of all the credit unions, you can check them out at the Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get the full list of all the credit unions that we recommend and have that all have better better rates than Tesla financing. But let's just take Labor Credit Union. What happens here is you're going to actually email or contact Tesla after you've figured out that you're going to go with a credit union, and you're going to tell them that you are going to use a credit union and or outside financing. Tesla is going to ask you which credit union or bank that you're using so that they can send you the correct details in what's called a motor vehicle purchase agreement, an MVPA. Tesla is going to send that to you because Tesla basically needs to let your credit union know how much all the fees are, the DMVs, the taxes, and everything are all that going to be out the door with all the different, so they can itemize it, and the bank can basically figure out how much money they need to send. And what's going to happen after that is once you get approved from your credit union, there's two options that you can actually go for before actual delivery. The first one is you can ask your credit union to send you the check directly, so that you can receive it at your house and then bring it to the delivery appointment, or you can ask your credit union to send it to Tesla and make sure you get a picture of the check and the tracking number and everything like that. The easiest way is to get it sent to you. So then, I personally like making sure I have visibility of the credit union check so you can bring it into the actual appointment. And so that's what I like to do. So you can certainly go ahead and do that. Get the check, bring it to your delivery appointment, and then go ahead and take delivery of the vehicle. But here's how I'm going to show you how you can get basically a Tesla Model 3 for an effective $449 a month. We're going to use Credit Union of Labor Credit Union because they've got a nice term all the way up to 88 months at 5.99%, and 5.99% isn't actually that much higher, especially when you're considering Tesla financing at 5.69%. And then of course we're going to take an inventory vehicle that is out there because they have the bigger discounts of 2410. So really 37,830 is your purchase price, and then of course there's taxes, fees, and everything like that. So the roundabout number that I usually recommend, if you're in California or Los Angeles, I would say factor in 10% higher than the purchase price, but there's other states that are even lower, anyone from 4 to 5%. But a roundabout number that we'll use here is 1.08% or 1.07%, so 7 or 8% on top of the purchase price. That gives us a out the door of $40,500, give or take. So $40,500 minus the $7,500 federal tax credit, because as long as you make above a certain income limit but under an income limit, you should be getting that when you file for your taxes next year. That gives you an out the door price of $33,000. Add another $1,000 on top, or around $1,050 at 88 months, 5.99% gives you a monthly payment of $449 a month. Where if you're in a high cost of living area state where you are spending a lot on gas money, and gas is especially high, maybe $4, $5, $6 a gallon, that can certainly make a lot of sense because you're probably already spending $200 to $300 a month in gas. Or if you've got a luxury vehicle that you're spending a bunch of money on maintenance or oil changes or brake changes, then you can certainly see how this can make a lot of sense at the end of the day. Of course, we've made videos in the past comparing the Model 3 to like the Honda Accord Hybrid or Accord Hybrid. So definitely check out some of those to see how it could actually make a lot of sense for you at the end of the day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. Of course, there's plenty of other credit unions out there. And of course, you can get the full list down below in the Patreon description down below. So definitely